Using asserts on 6502. So if you watch the other videos, you'll know by now I have this small little puzzle game, but in case you've just jumped in this one or you come back again for the benefit, I have a 6x6 map, which obviously is mapped into an 8x8 map due to optimization and other code reasons. So when you have this code, you typically have lots of code that is load the area and then comma x or comma y. A problem with the 6502 and the C64 is there's no bounds protection. There's no errors if you go over bounds, or if you try and write out of bounds, or if the index is too large, like you get in modern programming languages. Something like C, C++, for example, will instantly fire an error for you telling you you've gone out over the end of the array. On a C64, you just randomly trash something. Probably another variable, which will lead to some really hard to track down bug that only happens every now and then because you've done something that is seemingly unrelated to anything that touches that variable. Fortunately, with Vice, we can emulate asserts. The Vice PDB debugger's TAS to PDB converter includes an assert system. Only on the TAS version, not on the Acme conversion. Let's just make a test assert. For this case, the X check a lot lower than it needs to be. Format is assert. Anything that starts with assert. I want to assert that X is below 5. It's a wrong value, so it will fire. And I'll give myself a message. Range of data. Let's run. Oh, of all the times to fail. Okay. Sometimes when it boots up, it for some reason doesn't fill in the break list properly. I haven't been able to track down why. It'd be funny if it was doing an array overflow, but I don't think it is. You can see here in the assert tab, we now have my assert. Just go. I'll just cause it to trigger. Boom, we've broken. We've broken on the same address as the assert. And as we can see, X is 1C, so we're definitely over 5. However, another problem though is I don't want to have to sit here and remember to put the assert in every single time. It's just not going to happen. And also, if I need to modify the size, if for some reason I decide to later expand the map size, then I have to go through and fix every single one. Fortunately, we live in the modern world and we have these wonderful things called macros. Let's just make some macros. I'll just put them down here. We do need active map x macro. And the actual figure is 64. We do LDA. And I also want to protect my writes, which are probably far more important than my reads. Reads will just make it do something weird. Writes will cause it to trash something. So now whenever I want to read, I can put my macro. In 64-TAS, macros form their own little sort of microcosm of scope. So even if I put multiple of these macros inside the same function, and you'll technically end up with multiple _assert values, it will still assemble because each assert is actually sneakily in its own little scope, which is quite handy. An unfortunate effect of the assert format is I have to put an actual hard-coded number in there. I can't put a label. You can't expand labels inside comments. I've asked, I've been told no. So in order to correct this problem, we use static asserts. Now in TAS, C_error is basically your static assert. So we statically assert that k map size equals 54. Map size has changed. Need to adjust macros. And so now, if I end up changing the map size at all, the C_error will fail. It won't let me assemble. And then I'll be able to adjust my macros, which will adjust every single access point. And my code will be much safer and secure. I'll have less bugs.